Patrick Ryan from Firehouse Bakery in Delgany has stayed with us, and we have a recipe to keep our bellies nice and warm this January.
How does a beef stew sound?
Pretty good to me. You'd be worried if it sounded like that.
You would. You put it back in the oven.
So just to go with the treacle bread that you
It's
made earlier.
amazing.
Exactly.
treacle bread.
The whole idea of this is they take the same amount of time to cook.
Course.
So you can get your stew on, start your dough's proving, and it's nice, it's wholesome, it's hearty, and just both served up together. So yeah, we're kind of doing a take on a kind of a classic beef stew, but we're changing it up a little bit. So we're using some beef shin. So it's a little bit leaner, really lends itself to slow cooking, and it's kind of one of those cheaper cuts.
It is lovely and cheap. You do have to trim it though, don't you, if you wanted to?
Yeah, but again, if you're not too confident with it, the butcher will happily do that for you. So no problem at all.
Shin of beef.
So it's leaner, cheaper, better in a stew.
Really lends itself to slow cooking, so it gets really tender. I just basically marinate that a little bit overnight. Just garlic, ginger, a little bit of rosemary, salt and pepper, and that's it. So you'll even get the
Lovely.
it's got a lovely smell from it.
Very nice.
The idea now is we want to get a pan really, really hot.
Screaming hot, baby.
Garlic, ginger, and pepper, was it?
Salt and pepper, a little bit of ginger, garlic. Just kind of gets all those lovely fresh flavours into it.
You want to get that nice and hot.
Really, really hot, because you just want to get a good caramelisation all over the meat. And it's kind of where it caramelised, that's where all that flavour is.
Yeah. I often wonder when you have to brown the meat, do you have to cover the whole, every side of each bit of beef? Like, you have to cover everything?
As much as you can. The idea is, like, don't go at it, leave it alone. Because
Really?
if you start moving that now, it's going to start to stick and tear. But let it seal over underneath.
You don't need to cover all of it.
So
just
the two main
even
sides.
flipping it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So then while our beef is browning, we're literally just taking a diced onion. We're going to gently cook that down with a little bit of salt, some pepper.
There's a bit of oil in there as well.
Just a little drop of sunflower oil. I said we're trying to keep this as healthy as we can. So then into our onions, then we're going to add a little bit of ginger. Just kind of gives that lovely freshness to it. A little bit of garlic and a little bit of chilli. Just for a little bit of heat.
Chili, ginger, garlic, a bit
So,
more.
yeah, it wouldn't necessarily be kind of...
It's not your traditional stew, is it?
No. So I'd say we're kind of... And again, you see, we're not actually going with potatoes in this either. So we've got some lovely, lovely root veg. So
A
we've
really
got...
beautiful selection of radishes and
Yeah, well...
little beetroots, are they?
No, they're little turnips.
Little turnips.
Do you know what this is?
I do.
What?
That's a Spanish spell. Can you see me through the fog?
The white carrot.
Is it?
Yeah, so we're using some little rainbow carrots. Perfect time of year. So we've got little white ones, the traditional orange one, and then we've got these cool little purple ones.
It's
a mad colour. Really, really cool.
So this is going to have loads of cool colours, and this is going to be really funky stew.
Yeah.
Funky, baby.
Funky stew.
The idea,
Funky stew.
And healthy.
and the great thing about the stew then, it's kind of a lovely one-pot dish.
Yeah.
Just straight into your casserole dish.
Putting it in a pot on the hob, are you?
No, we're going to cook it in the oven, so then you can go off. You don't have to worry about it too much.
Do you know what this is?
This is, that is, how do you know what it is?
I just asked him about 2 minutes ago
Okay, that,
when you were reading the papers.
that's another turnip for Swede kind of thing, is it?
Try again, Simon. Try again.
That is a Swede.
So,
What is it?
so a little Jerusalem artichoke.
That's a Jerusalem artichoke.
Well
Simon.
done, Simon.
Yeah.
So it's a perfect time of year.
Why are they called Jerusalem artichokes?
Came from Jerusalem.
Well, that's what most people think.
So we got our
And next week I'll give you the answer
little turnips,
after I Google it.
the little Jerusalem artichokes. It's a great time of year, kind of the hearty kind of root veg.
Never eaten a Jerusalem artichoke.
Yeah, so I'd say we're not actually going to use any potatoes in this. So we got Jerusalem artichokes. We've got a few little mushrooms.
What flavour are you getting off an artichoke?
Well, you're going to taste it now in a few minutes.
Boy.
Yes, all good things come to those who wait.
But instead of using potatoes, then that's why we're kind of serving it. We'll get the carbs then
Great
from our bread.
Right. But
So then-
lots of nice chunky vegetables
That's
in
a
there.
great little tip as well. The way he's done the beef in 2 batches, so if you overload that pan, you're just going to
Yeah.
boil it. You won't get that sear on
right.
it. He's got a gorgeous colour in that beef now, Patrick, isn't it?
Exactly. So if you put it in too much, it doesn't actually kind of see. It just kind of sweats. So then into our onion, then we're simply going to add a little bit of celery.
Lovely.
We got our ginger. We got our garlic. If you find it sticking at all, I'm using a little bit of chicken stock just to stop the pan from
Very
sticking.
good. So any kind of root veg, like a celeriac or whatever you have.
Exactly. Yeah, it's completely up to you. It's kind of what you have available,
Right.
and it's all kind of grown. It's local. It's seasonal. And again, once our beef goes in, we don't want to lose any of that flavour. So use a little bit of chicken. I'm using chicken stock. You can use beef stock. just to help deglaze the pan. That's all flavours trapped in there.
You're getting all those little bits of beef.
And then that's straight in.
Beautiful.
So the idea now, give it a little mix. We're going to top it up then with our chicken
Good
stock.
man, that.
And then we're going to cook this initially without any of the vegetables for about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Right, so you don't put the veggies in right now.
So there you go, go straight into the oven.
Gotcha.
Cook for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, about the same time it takes your bread to proof. Then as it comes out, we're going to top it up with our vegetables.
Okay.
And we'll cook for another hour. Because if we put this in from the very beginning, they'd be gone to mush, they'd be not so really
halfway,
left.
basically
2.5
halfway
hours
through.
in total.
And then, and the thing is, great thing about this one is you
30
can't,
seconds left. No
can't
pressure,
really
Patrick.
overcook it.
No, you can,
Really?
you can let it sit in there, can't you?
Exactly, you can do it the day before. It's
Just
actually
get-
great
need to get more and
reheated.
more.
It won't do it any
Something
harm to
else.
sit in there for long.
So then,
Serve it up.
Shin
You
of
wanna
beef
serve?
stew.
Look at that.
Shin of beef stew with the homemade bread. Lads, where would you be getting it? Huh? Of a Saturday afternoon.
Ladle it up.
I just have a little bit, Tom. Yeah, that's lovely.
Look at that.
Now, that shin of beef
Wanna do
is
some fancy-
spectacular.
yeah, and we can
Garnish
finish
there.
it down just with a little bit of chopped parsley. Also, you can just stir in a little spoonful, which I'll get Simon to do.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little bit of Dijon mustard.
Sorry,
Certainly,
Patrick.
chef.
Didn't realise you
Just mix it around. That's fine.
Sure. Have a wee taste there, Tom. Go for it, son.
did your final touch there. Right.
Little puissance of beautiful. And all those
So
white
it's healthy,
veggies,
it's
too.
hearty. That with the
And it'll burn the mouth off.
spelt bread.
Oh, don't worry about reading, Tommy. I'll do it, son. Don't forget all
Sworn
today's
so.
recipes are up on our website, or just call into Patrick at the Firehouse Bakery in Delgany and he will sort you out.